Hello friends, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a little episode of Be on the Lookout or BOLOs. Just a few books that I thought you may be interested in and that I have picked up recently and haven't shared yet. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, my name is Angela and I am also known as the Traveling Crafter. I love to do thrifting for vintage treasures, lots of paper crafting, DIY, and of course some travel. And if you are returning, I hope that you are all doing well, that you're happy, healthy, and finding a little time in your day for you to do the craft of your choice. So let's go ahead and get started. I recently did some shopping at here, let me just show you. At Half Price Books. You might have thrift books at, where you live. We have a half price books. And, sometimes they're not the cheapest, books of, obviously, if you're going to be doing dismantling them. But there are also some great bargains that are, viable for that kind of thing. So I would tell you what I have in front of me. Do your research or just be on the lookout to find these in the wild. What I wanted to show you is how cool is this? So recently I did that little piece where I put it together and had the grommets in there and then opened it up, and then I had the little bags that were inside the booklet. Well, this is what they gave me when I checked out, and it is their coupons for 2024, and these say they're all online, I guess. Oh, wait, your entire purchase in store, and then it says online coupon code. I don't know. Maybe you can use it on both. So I will save that, but look at this. This is a calendar. First of all, I love the, there's a name for this style. I'm just going to call it vintage fun. So look how big this is. It's a poster. Now, I won't use it as a poster calendar, but here's what it looks like. The Ultimate Half Price Books Road Trip, 120 stores across 19 states. So there you go. And then it's got the map. And by the way, find your half-price book. So ladies and gents, if you live in Arizona, California, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wisconsin, you have a thrift books in your state. But I thought these individual pieces would be fun to use. Look at that. So that's what I intend to do with that. Enough about that. I was so excited when I checked out. I'm like, oh, well, this is the coolest thing. And the guy just giggled at me, but, oh well. Okay, so this is by Lucinda Ganderton. Now, I bought this because on my road trips, I kind of, or if I'm sitting, couch crafting, I will try to embroidery. I am not good at it. But I also usually watch some videos. There's a couple that I like, and I'll just, practice. And I like to see things being done if I can't do it hands-on. But the next best thing is a visual, right? So I picked this up, but it's got some cool stuff in it. If you find this and don't want to use it for what it is intended. Exhibit A. Check out this page. The fly page. It's all this step-by-step embroidery. This was from 1999 and renewed in 2015. But it talks about how to use the book. And I'm going to actually use this, but there may be some pages, such as this one, that might need to be pulled out for a sewing journal and such. It talks about the fabrics, the needles, the thread, all of that stuff. Let's see. Oh, there is needlepoint stitches in here, as well as embroidery. So, I mean, there's just tons of stuff. But if you want to use it for the fun, and you know, I had a digital version of this, and I passed it on in the Fall Harvest top. And there were similar things like this, except they were just digitally designs. But look at this. This is the real McCoy right here. So I loved these. I thought they were cool. And I'm doing a video. You missed, I'm doing a video. You missed the, send me a text. I'll be off in a minute.
Oh, where are your Bose earbuds?
They're right there, by my filming stuff in the little thing. Sorry about that, guys. But there's lots of cool stuff in there. And then I can use this to actually learn. Super, super cute. Honey, I don't know where those are, but if they're somewhere near, they would be up in the cabinet on the right-hand side where I usually sit in the office. In one of those baskets that's up there. We have a headphone issue. We need some headphones. Okay. So the next one that I found is called the French General Home Sewn 30 Projects for Every Room in the House. Now, I feel like I had a book similar to this in my past, but I don't remember what it was. And here's why. Because I remember there being something like this that held all of the patterns in here. So this is full of patterns. Now, what do you think I'm going to do with this? Well, I'll use the patterns for something, but I'm going to try to dismantle this, maybe with some dental floss, and see if I can pull it off. We shall see. Or I could just reuse the cover and just cover this. That might be what to do. And then leave this on there. So this is full of different patterns. And I was thinking there were some letters and things like that. So these are like iron-on, so you can embroidery the old-fashioned way. So there were these, and this is, it's wire bound. So I intend to use this to my mom and dad. Who's this from? Who's this by? 2008, Carrie Meng. Look at this. It's just full of cuteness. That must be Carrie. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. Okay. So, there are different things, and it tells you how to make these different items. But look at this image. You know, imagine. Oh, look at that image. Okay, well, I won't touch this one, but I was thinking, you know, you could fold that over like, well, you could still fold it over like that and still have this. This one I'm going to be probably dismantling today. One of the reasons I bought it is because there isn't a hand-drawn sketch or diagram that I don't love. And so this had all of that. But there's just really cool designs, fabric pieces. There's even a chicken. Somebody carrying a chicken. How to make an apron. And there's just really cool images. They did a fabulous job of photography and the graphics in here. So I was excited about that. Now, let me tell you one more time, because I kind of got sidetracked when Demi was looking at this. Look at this old suitcase with the pins and the lavender-filled sachets. Yeah, they're just beautiful. So I'm going to go through this, dismantle it, put them in their piles of, depending on, you know, what the theme or colors are, and go from there. All right, now this, I found the little golden books in there. So they had a whole section of them in the children's section, and then they had a few that were more valuable. I didn't buy any of those. This is from 1998. And I thought it was so cute. I think I'm going to have to do a McDonald's journal. So now I'm going to have to source for that. And you'll understand what I mean when I show you the next book. But I don't have any McDonald's stuff that I'm aware of. I don't think. But I don't know. I guess I better go to McDonald's, save my wrappers. I don't know. My kid's new kid in school. So let me see. It said somewhere. I'm trying to... I thought it said something about... Maybe it was the other one that I'm thinking. Okay. So anyway, this is Michael writing to Jessica, and he's talking about the new kid in school named Jin, and he is from China, and he doesn't speak English very well. And then this is him and his dog Kareem, and then this is what's her name again? Jessica, telling the story about Angelita, who moved into town, and they thought she was weird, and she had an accent. She was from Mexico, and she asked me to sit by her, and then she asked if she could play, and she asked to sit next to her on the bus, and there was a big bully. But anyway, it's about the story of Jessica telling how she and Angelita became friends, and you know, their differences and their similarities. It's just a neat book. So it ends with, so Michael, my answer to your letter is that you should make friends with the new boy Jin. You never know, he might end up being your very greatest best friend. Your pen pal Jessica. Here's a picture of me in my cool jacket with Angelita. P.P.S. Write again soon. I just thought this book was so cute. But it's got it's from McDonald's. I'm telling you. It's I guess the only thing it really said was it was a trademark designed by Little Golden Books, and McKids, McBaby, always quality, always fun, McDonald's, Ronald McDonald, and Birdie the Early Bird, and it talks about that trademark as well. So there you have it. Kind of a cool book about friendship and about, you know, overcoming differences and how, you know, how important friendship is. So I thought it was a cute book. All right, now, there were two of these. I did not buy both of them. One looked in a little worse shape. This looked in much better shape. This was not inexpensive. But when I saw this, and I had already picked up the new Kid in School book, I was like, I see a McDonald's book in my future. I don't know why. It just sounded cool, and I couldn't pass it up. Yeah, I did pay $8 for it, but you know what? I did this on Christmas Eve when I did my last minute shopping, and this was my treat to myself. So, it's by John Jones, illustrated by Herb. Oh, Herb, what's your last name? I can't read it on there. Melmont? No. I can't read your last name. I'm sorry. And this is from 1965. And it's just a cool story about Tom and Sue. And they were a family that took their kids to do things. And they had this little black car that they would go in. And they had, Tom took them to see his new friend Hans, and Han came from Germany to live in America, and they wanted to take him with, so they did. And then they were guessing where they were going to take him, and so they continued to drive, and they would guess if they were going to the beach. They passed Sung Lu's Chinese restaurant. They passed Tony's Italian restaurant, Pierre's French restaurant. And where did they end up but the all-American treat? And they went to McDonald's for a hamburger, fries, and a chocolate shake. And then it talked about talking to the manager. I just thought it was so, so cute. And they showed him all the stuff behind the scenes, how to do the fries and the ketchup and the all the fun things. And when they told the history of it. Of hamburgers. Well, that's interesting. I didn't see that when I looked at it the first time. But I'm going to read all of this. But I just think it was just a cool... It's just a cool book. And it's, you know, apparent that it is clearly a part of a lot of our childhood. I mean, it was a big treat to go to McDonald's when we were little. And it tells the history of the Golden Arches. And, yeah. And one thing that I just realized when I had picked these up is when I was, I don't know if it was when I was the president of the Association for Talent Development or not, but somewhere in my tenure, whether when I was still serving on the board, we had the opportunity to go to Hamburger U, which is in Chicago, and we had like a couple of days, I think, of like a conference there, but we got to tour it all, and I'm not so certain, but I think Hamburger U may have moved. It was it in Schaumburg? I don't remember what, but it was on many, many, many acres. It had like a pond and had dorms because that's where all of the franchise owners and people who were preparing to be managers and things like that would go and learn every step of the way. They had the kitchen all set up from, you know, when you took someone's order to each, you know, step. It was fascinating. And an entire museum in there about the history. It was really a cool opportunity for me and my peers to get to do. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of special. And, you know, who doesn't love Ronald McDonald? So if you find that out in the wild, another one to be on the lookout for. This one, I don't know that I own this one. I don't think so. But it's called A Wildflower Alphabet by Elizabeth Cameron. It has the same cover as the dust jacket, and this one's in excellent shape. This one doesn't even look like it's really been opened. And Bloomsbury Books in London is who this is by. Very Edith Holden-esque. It was first published in Great Britain in 1983 by Webb and Bauer. And this edition published 1992. And so she writes to her grandchildren. This is a big, big book too. So the pages are 11 by 7 and a quarter. So she writes to them, and then what does she say to her children? Let's find out. If you did not have one, oh, she's talking about what you can do with your flowers. I finished painting all the pictures now and have looked them all up. Okay, wait a minute. If you study botany, that flowers are divided into families, and within these families, there are lots of different flowers, all different, but with family ties, just like your cousins, Marion and Rachel, have with you. Perhaps you'll be able to start collecting wildflowers when you go for walks, and then press them in between paper under a heavy weight or in a flower press if you have one. If you don't have one, I suggest someone gives you one for your birthday. Then stitch the pressed flowers in a book and always write underneath the flower and its correct name. Well, she did a beautiful job. Mountain, is it Avon or Avon? Painted on the Burren, 1980, and Water Avon? I don't know. Collected from the front of Old Allen Grange. B is for Bluebell, picked up on the back road to Allen Grange, September 1978. Oh, wow, look at that story. So then she tells about the bluebell and then has the Once Upon a Time story. Oh, you're a great grandma, man. And this was from a roadside in Munlucky in June of 1980. Beautiful images, and so on and so forth. D is for dandelion. All picked in the late 70s, early 80s. Ooh, that's pretty. I like the forget-me-not. Is that the flower for April? I don't remember. So, it's just a beautiful, beautiful book. And this was not an expensive find. Look at the mushies. Northern bedstraw. So that's what that is that comes up and looks like a weed, I think, but it's not. So there you go. Isn't that pretty? Let's see as she ends at the end with a little note to her grandbabies. This is, she said, I introduced a few moths on this page, on the C page. As I thought before I did so, it was rather uninteresting. I'd like to point out, however, only number 3, the campion moth, lives and lay their eggs on the campion. They are all depicted with the campion on this page just for artistic purposes only. And then it tells what each one is. Well, let's see. Let's go back to letter C. I'm saving my best favorite book for last. Oh, yeah. There's lots of pretty moths. So she has them 1, 2, 3. Well, Grandma Elizabeth, you were one smart cookie, I tell you. What a cool book. Pretty neat. I don't know. This one might be one I don't take apart. It's kind of cool. All right, so now I have another, well, do I want to say it's a series? I have another one of these upcoming with some books, another set of books, but I ordered one of them and it is not here. But this is one that I have been searching for a long time and finally found. Now, I have seen this online. I have never seen this in the real world. I was very surprised. I just asked if they happen to have it. And I've asked a couple of other times and they never do. But they had one of these uppercase books. Not the ones I was looking for, but I still like this one. And this was a new one to me. I didn't know about this one. But it was much smaller than what I had thought. So it is the uppercase Compendium of Crafts or Craft and Creativity. So Uppercase is a Canadian publisher. There is what the cover looks like. They're a Canadian publisher, and Uppercase is a magazine. I believe that Carrie the Paper Monkey did a flip through of some Uppercase magazines that she found at a thrift store. So that's the first time I ever heard of them, is when she said, hey, have you ever heard of these? And I said, nope. And now I have since become obsessed. However, the books themselves, what I've seen so far, are pretty expensive. This one was not. But some of the other ones are pretty expensive. This is the cover. Okay, so this is one side of it. That's the side that you saw. Then watch this. So you can turn it over no matter which way you want. And now you have, if you turn it this way. So here's one cover. There's a second cover. Now if I turn it over this way, it becomes that. Yeah, this is going to be used for something fantastical, I can tell you. I'd almost say it's worth the book, the cost of the book, for just that, because it's so gorgeous, but I won't go quite that far. Again, this is a book that does not look like it had much use, but you can tell by the cover in itself, it's going to be a fun one. And because I'm getting ready to do art journals, I was delighted when I found this. And it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but similar too, because it's all about crafts and creativity. So I'm just going to kind of spend some time going through this and see. Look at the makers, like the Makers Market. That's pretty. Let's see. When was this? The quarterly print magazine for the creative and curious. Oh, compiled by Uppercase. It doesn't say. Here we go. They're in Calgary, 2015. So it's, you know, it's been around for a while. And I don't know if they do this on a regular basis. And these are all of the makers. But it's got some cool stuff. And some cool ideas, too. So, again, this is one of those books that I will read about these lovely, let's see, are they all women? No, how am I going to know that? I mean, there could be people that have names that I don't know. See, Chandler can be a guy. Courtney could too. I mean, the majority look as though they could be women, but let's just flip through here and find out, because there could be some that are men. Did it say anywhere that it was all women? It didn't, did it? I don't think so. So let me just, oh, look at that. This is a cool idea. I tried this one and it didn't work once, and it didn't work. It was with my old printer, so maybe I could do it. And I didn't use black. But I tried to scan a picture of some flowers that I got, and it did not work. But this would be cool to try. I should try it with black. I get flowers. See, there you go. Now, mine would never probably look like that, but I just flopped a flower on there and tried to take a picture of it. Oh, it was one time that Dave gave me a flower. One of the first times, and I thought, oh, it would be cute to keep this as a photo. Yeah, it didn't work. Little gnomies. Well, that's cute. So, if nothing else, if it's a book you would want to keep and invest in, this would be a great one, because I don't know how much this goes for online. I have no idea. But it would be wonderful if you like inspiration and like to support the arts. See, these just make me happy. This is so cute. I did read this one. This gal does, what's the name of her company? Prim something. These are baby toys. Let's see. Here we go. Elise Wiggin from Memphis, Tennessee. And did she call, what's the name of her company? Prim Society. So that's one of the things that she makes. Isn't that cute? Kate, what are these? You're from the UK. What are these made out of? Oh, here. Pottery workshop. So it must be clay of some sort. I'll have to read and let you know. Oh, Julie, do you design hats? Cute felted hats they look like. Wow, those are pretty. See, Chandler, Chandler's a girl. She must do graphics. Oh, look at her. She does print the old-fashioned way. Okay, see, this is like one of those books that you could spend all day on. But look at these gorgeous images. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Lots of alls and a poochie. Debbie, she must do stuff on puppies, animals. Yeah, a dog is the best medicine. Well, honey, we can agree to disagree. Don't get me wrong. I do love dogs. like to be facetious. Wow. Well, that's a necklace. Those look like batteries. What is this? Is that paper? See, like pictures like this, and you're like, well, now I got to go back and read the whole thing. Okay, what is this? I'm trying to read. Rudely, brief, or brusque. Oh, so these are definitions. It says curt, and then it has a definition in it. I think that says carp. Chastise. All right, girl. What are we doing here? Eva. Talk to me. Maybe she just uses found items. Like she's junk journaling in a different form, and hers is jewelry. Born to German parents, immigrated to Australia. Higher education, creativity, and time. I don't think we're going to, I don't know. These are great because they tell the whole story and their background, so it's pretty cool. Inquiring minds need to know, Eva. I'm sorry I'm being quiet, but I'm sure you guys are like, what is that? Like, what's this? Is it a piece, an object de art, or is it supposed to be purposeful? I don't know. She says, my work often contains layered meanings. It gives me the greatest pleasure to see the public view my pieces and then hear them laugh with wry amusement as they understand my wordplay and the hidden messages. Well, we get it, girl. I just wonder what these are. I see that those are batteries that she's wrapped with words. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't solve that problem or solve that question. Felicia, she's from Victoria, Australia. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. So there's just, there's a lot of talent. Look at that beautiful basket weaving. Holy Moses. There's a whole lot to read in here. And I would say, I talk about taking time to just be, well, sometimes we can't get to our craft room. We don't have the supplies. But we do have time to read. And if you're not into reading, the best beach novel out there, and you're more into, I was going to say home improvement. Well, maybe home improvement too. Self-improvement. These kind of books, while not a self-improvement book, can just spark your creativity and inspire you to try something. And there's Frida. Frida, she's an amazing lady. Can just inspire so much within you creatively. So I would say give it a whirl. I know I'm taking a long time on this, but I really want you to see how beautiful it is. And matte pages. Oh my goodness. Nice size if you're going to take it apart. So this and my embroidery book will go upstairs. I don't think I have a current book up there. Oh, that's pretty. She looks to be an oil painter. Oh my gosh, I used to love to do this, and I have the stuff to do this. I do. Using that what did they, well, maybe she says, the, it's just rubbery, and with the tulle, oh my goodness, it's fabulous. It's like you're making your own print art / stamps. Jeez, these people are just lovely and talented. But if you're looking for something and you don't want to read it, images like this are great for our junk journals for sure. Look at that craft room. It's very happy. Look at this, the classic camper van. Carol at Crinkled Path. There you go, color scheme for your camper van. That's a cool way to display fabric. That's actually a really cool, wouldn't that be cool to have an entire wall if you had the space for it? And everything on it was a piece of fabric. Eye candy for days. And then I'm guessing that's just dowels into the side of the, it's like a big frame and then dowels in the side of it. I'm guessing. That's how I would make it. Pretty cool. So I hope you guys, oh, there, that's part of the cover. I'm assuming all of the things that we've seen on those that I showed you are in here somewhere. And they use those as their cover. Oh, man. Gorgeous. I just did a tea. I'm working on a teapot. It's kind of quirky little digital, but I think I'm going to like it. Which reminds me, I just did that today. I need to print it out. Wow. I love it. Oh, here, this is the other one that was... Isn't that the one that's on here? Yes. So, unbelievable. You know, this reminds me a little bit, not entirely, but a smidgen, like the Granny Chic. It's just got some of the cool stuff in it. You know what? I like this one. This is the best. I mean, I love these colors. I love that color combo. The rust and the orange and the cornflower blue. But you know, I think I'm gonna, I might display this in my craft room for a day or two. Just because it's so pretty. Now, in my new organization of my craft room, so what will happen with this? Well, I think I have space in the botanical area on my bookshelf over here to put it where it needs to be. These two, however, need to go in my storage area, which I have all of the books that support whatever theme that doesn't have like stuff going on in it, like my farm one or those kind of thing I have all together. But when they're just one-offs like this, where I only have 2 books, then I have a shelf for just, yeah, I love this cover or I love this idea, and so I want to do a video on that. And then this one I'm going to start taking apart today, probably tonight when Dave gets home. He's been working on our, well, we call it the tiny home, but it's like a camper that we bought it from a gentleman, and he handmade the whole, I mean, everything he made. He built it. So it's a tiny home, but it does have wheels, so it's transportable. And now my foot is, has fallen asleep. So this one I will cut up. And then this one, I think I'm gonna, I don't know, maybe I'll put it on display for a little bit because it's so cool. Otherwise, it's gonna go upstairs and I will start reading it. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that this was worth your time. I just thought it was kind of nice to show you some of the books that I recently collected, and I do have another one. And the reason I did this, just so you know, is because I have a list of books ongoing in my notes in my in my phone. And so when I find things that I really like, or if I find something in a store, whether it be a Barnes & Noble or, you know, a Thrift Books or wherever, that's too expensive for me to purchase for the use of my art, I will write it down in my notes. And then that way I can be on the lookout for those when I am out and about. And that just helps me because when I see something, I saw a book the other day. I took a picture of it. Maybe I'll show it on my community page. It was $400, but it was gorgeous. And I thought, wow, wouldn't it be cool if you found one of those in the wild? So those kind of things, or things that, oh gosh, that's a $20 book and I don't want to pay $20, but if I find it somewhere, that would be great. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this. And as always, remember to take time to just be, and we will see you soon. Cheers.